I'm going to show you how you can create a sticker using Adobe Illustrator. The first thing you need to do is click in the bottom left corner on the window icon and look for Adobe Illustrator and click it to open it. Sometimes it can be a little slow loading, seems like maybe the first time especially. So if you don't see that window right away, don't worry about it. And now we're going to create a new Adobe Illustrator project. So click on Create New, and it will give you some options. We're going to click on Art Illustration, and then over on the side here you can see it says Untitled, and you want to name it your last name _ sticker. You also want to change it from points to inches so that we can think about the size that we're using. You will have already drawn out an idea and have an idea of the size. It should be less than 6 inches by 6 inches. So I'm going to make my board 6 by 6. So you have the width and the height there, and then you click Create. This will give you your workspace for Illustrator. I'm going to go ahead and close the tutorial. So for your sticker, you're going to want to use text as well as some shapes or pictures. So we're going to start with the text tool. Over on the left here you'll see a lot of options, and we don't need to use all of them. We're only using a few, starting with text. So select your text and click, and it gives you a place where you can type. You can go ahead and type your name. And then whenever you're ready to use a different tool or you just want to select what you've done, choose the black arrow, the selection tool up at the top. Otherwise, every time you click, it will start a new text box. Once this whole thing is selected, you can go up to Type, and you can start playing around with the size and the font. So find something that would cut nicely, that doesn't have too many tiny little lines on it that are going to be hard to cut. Something a little thicker works well. And there's a lot of options on here, so look through them, find something that you like. And then you're also going to want to see change the size. So remember, whatever size it's showing you here, mine is set to 211%. So this is not the actual size. This whole thing is 6 inches by 6 inches. If you want to see it 100%, you can change it down here to get a better idea what it's going to look like. But it's easier sometimes to work with it a little bigger, so I'm going to do that. Okay, now I can go up to Type as long as it's selected and also change the size. This is one place to change it. You can also, when it's selected, go over to the left here and you can see it shows you the fonts and the size as well. And here you can type in whatever size you want. And you may have to play around with it to find something that fits onto your sticker just the way you want it. So step 1, you have your name. You can always adjust that, change fonts later. Also, when you create your sticker, you're going to choose the colors for your sticker that you want them to be. So let's say I wanted my name cut out of red vinyl. I want to make sure that the fill and the stroke are set to red on here. It's also going to give you a better preview of what it will really look like. So after you get your name, one thing you can do is go over to the panel on the left and you could try adding a shape. You don't have to use a shape, but that's one possibility. Anytime on the right, you can click on the bottom right, the little mark there, and it gives you more options. And then remember to always click the select tool when you're not using something else. But one thing I need to do, I just realized, is create a new layer before I do this. So over on the right, you want to make sure you select Layers, and then click the page to create a new layer. And you can move these layers around if you want to change their position. So I now have a layer above the other one. To change the order of your layers, you're going to click next to the title and move it. So I want to put a shape behind my name, so I want to move my layer down. The first layers will be on the top and the next one's underneath. I'm going to add a star to mine. I click the star tool, and if I wanted to change the color, I'd go over to Properties and I can change the fill and stroke here. And then again, make sure I have my selection tool to move it around. That also allows me to, change the size of it to, if you get the right view here. Also, you can turn it and rotate it a little bit right here. So it depends on how you want it laid out on here. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to show you is how you can bring in a picture that you found online. So bringing in a picture from online is going to be a separate screencast. So go ahead and look for that screencast when you're ready.